So, Farsight Enclave, so we're going to paint that guy, and we're going to start on a black undercoat. And we're going to start with Mephiston Red here. If you watched the Blood Angels video, you know that this is practically how we did the Blood Angel, but the Blood Angel we started on brown. This one we're going to start on black. But Farsight Enclaves are kind of darker. Because, you know, they're all sad and they're you know, they've been rejected by the creed and everything. So, yeah, they go with the darker red. So, but it start with this one again because this is such a magical color. And now we're gonna do this. We're gonna wash this, and then we're gonna do practically the same thing but lighter with Evil Sunz Scarlet. And we're gonna add our Evil Sunz Scarlet in there. So you can see it's not like, you know, it's not clean, but it's rinsed, so it should not be. And because it's already filled with thinner, we can just give it a good shake. So you see it started this color, which is darker, then it finished this color. All right, so now we're gonna do the same thing, but now much lighter, right? So now almost only from the top down, almost no angle. We're gonna take a big ass brush, and we are gonna add one layer of Carbour Crimson on top of this guy. One even coat of Carbour Crimson on the entire model. Okay. Just one even coat on everything, and if you don't want to do the places where there's no armor, don't do the places where there's no armor. More power to us. So most of this red is done into this color, but now for the fun part, we're gonna spray it again. So now we got black, Mephiston Red, Evil Sunz Scarlet, the shade to bring it all down, and then Evil Sunz Scarlet on top. So that's like a 5-color transition. Now that is interesting. Lots of contrast on our little guy here. I think this is great. We're gonna paint it black because if it was a crisis suit, we would want to do all of this, like the workings, like the inside of the suit with this black, like all of the inner workings and everything. So we're gonna tackle the infantry just as if it were part of the army. So we're just gonna do all of this little bottom part here. So we're really careful around these red areas. We don't want to overdo them. We're happy with the red, so let's try to avoid any and all touch-ups. Also, you guys know I love black lining, so doing all of this black around the red areas is kind of a very therapeutic for me. All right, cool. So I think we're happy with this in terms of black. We should do good chunk of the gun here. I left the top part we did earlier in the red. I wanted to keep it red. I like the way it is. But the rest of the gun, I think black is a solid option. So now let's do our skin tone here. So our strategy for the skin tone this time is going to be Mechanicus Standard Gray. And I know what you're thinking. This is not blue. You're goddamn right. It's not blue. But it will be once we shade the shit out of it with blue. And then we're going to do the skin. All I keep thinking is that these guys are wearing jorts. And I really want to do like a jorts wearing towel. And we are good to go. So next up, other foot. So you can kind of see everything like starting to take its place. First thing, Dark Reaper. Dark Reaper, we're going to highlight the black with it. So this is going to give us a color that's much less blue than the one we did earlier. All right. Oh, you'd like a deeper red. Okay. We can do that. We can manage that. So, so the purpose of not using Incubi Darkness this time is that we don't want to have we don't want the black to turn too much blue, because then it's going to contrast a lot with the red. Alright. So now we got a bunch of highlights. Again, you can see they're pretty, they're large, like we didn't, alright, so now, skin tone. Let's finish what we're doing. So we are going to highlight our skin tone with Celestra Gray. Actually, we're going to do a bunch of shit with Celestra Gray. We're going to highlight the skin tone and then do the white. Alright, so first, let's add another one of these little, not squad markings, but honor marks or whatever on this. And we're just going to cover the black part. I guess 2 little lines here. And then, now let's highlight the skin tone. So again, we're not really blending it in that much. It's fine. Just want to get some highlights in there just to break off that gray. And then we're going to do the helmet. So we're just going to do the top part of the helmet here. Like so. There we go. So now adding, so this is going to serve as a good base for our white because it's a light gray, but it covers like nobody's business. So I'm going to do one of these little plates here, all white. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use our null oil and we're going to shade the crap out of that black, out of that, and out of that white as well. And that will not look super great for the white, but that's okay because we just want to add some shadows in there. We're gonna rework it after. All right, so now while this dry, we're gonna give our skin tone a little bit of the blue because it's well, it's not blue. So we're gonna use Draconov Nightshade, and we're just gonna add that on the skin tone. And so now our light gray is gonna turn blue. And that's kind of my favorite thing because I'm not great at paint. Blue is one of the colors I find the hardest to work with. Yeah, so every way known to man to like cheat blue inside a model, I know it. And this is one of my favorite because you get like this muted color. So we're just gonna paint the little 1 or 2 gold details. So try to find maybe somewhere on the backpack where we can add some of that gold. Just so that it's not just this one dot of gold. I mean, technically it's not 1 dot of gold, it's 2. Because there's one on the other side as well. And there's the shoulder. So maybe instead of our bright green that I wanted to do, maybe we should do yellow or super light orange for our like lenses and stuff. And that way it would kind of fit with this gold. Alright, so now it's starting to look like something. And that's something, I like it. So now we're going to take our same thing, Celestial Gray again. So that's the same color that was base coated on the white. And we're just going to go again. But now we're going to be a little bit more mindful because now we don't want to highlight and we don't want to shade. Well, we want to highlight it again, but we don't want to shade it. So all of the areas that we want shaded, they need to stay shaded. So you can start with like the edge and then kind of work your way out. That way, if you don't really know what you're doing, it will kind of do itself. It will kind of do it by itself because the edges are usually lighter. So by just working your way out of all of these edges, you're gonna do the effect. All right, so we could have some more. Yeah, we could have some more white details, but I think this is fine. So now let's finish this white here. So we're gonna add Ult 1 gray, and I know it's not white, but that's kind of the purpose. If we add white, it's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. Instead, we're using Ult 1 gray, which is off-white. It's really, really close. And now we're doing those edge highlights. So very lightly here, nothing too crazy. And then same thing here, so just edge highlighting these little areas. Oops, so now we have our... Now what's missing is some sort of depth into the gold, and then we want to add our orange-ish color to like the lenses and whatnot. So let's start with adding this Agrox Earthshade onto the gold. Much like last time, we can be pretty generous, but also pretty specific. So now for our yellow, we're just gonna go straight with Flash Gets Yellow, which is pretty aggressive, and then we're just gonna shade it with some red, and that will give us like an orangey color. like so. Now we're gonna add real white for this. There's no substitute here for no substitute here because this is like a light effect. So we want that real deal white, not that you know, off-white thing. Woo. I like the Army Painter white, by the way. White and black, for some reason, the Army Painter ones are really good. I know a lot of people like the Arctic white from Vallejo, but this one is I think it's hard to beat the Army Painter white. Solid color, super solid. So this is just barely their highlights. And now if we have, like, we could use the Cassandra, yeah, we're gonna use Cassandra Yellow. I like that color a lot. But if you have the like orange contrast thing, it would work. We could probably use the same red. But I don't want to turn it red too much. I like the orange / yellow color of it, so we're just gonna keep that orange. In there and in here. And this is really not like a big, it's really not a big deal in terms of a wash. Like it does not give like a big effect, but just enough to make it worthwhile. And now for the gold, we can do our purple thing again. It will look great. So let's do it. Where's that purple thingy? Because the good part about the gold is the shading. It's not what makes gold stand out is not the gold color that you use, is what's shading around it that you put. So the more depth that we can add, the better. All right. So now we got our red little duder, and now our red little duder. I think we're gonna go this one. This one's nice. So you still have time to tell me, because we're gonna clip this guy from its base. Where's my hobby knife? And then if you have a preference, we can do that. Well, if you have a preference that's not this one, if it's this one, keep not saying a thing, and that will go on there. So we're gonna have to be careful. Usually when I glue my guys, I'm trying to be careful about not gluing them into oblivion like that, so that it's easy to take apart. But these are, I didn't glue these, so you have to be careful. All right, boom. 2 hours into the stream, 2 tau done. This is pretty good. This is a good. This is like a good speed for to paint models for an army. So we're going to add just a little bit of that little activator. There we go. Blow on it a little bit. Oh yeah. And now look at that. A little red dude on his little desert base. I think he looks pretty freaking sweet.